Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Bee, and I'm taking you with me on another ride along. So today is Thursday, September the 29th. It's actually day 4 of my road to Top Dasher. I started out at 71% this morning for my acceptance rate, and then I have a 97% completion rate so far. I've already accepted my first order this morning. I'm picking up at McDonald's, and it's going 3.6 miles, just picking up 2 items for $4.50. Most of my mileage is going to be getting to the restaurant. It doesn't look like it's very far once I get there. I'm about 5 minutes away from the restaurant, so let's go grab it. So the customer's only 4 minutes away and 1.1 mile. So let's go get them their breakfast. Okay guys, I have my next order. Picking up from Taco Bell, going 5.7 miles for 3 items for $5.75. This is another one where most of my mileage is actually getting to the restaurant. So once I get that picked up, it's not going to be very far, probably less than a mile, I would say. So I'm a little over 4 miles from the restaurant right now. So let's go get this picked up. Is this Deanna?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Alright guys, so drop-off's only 4 minutes away, 1.6 miles, so not too bad at all. Let's go get it off. Deanna?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good day. Alright guys, I already have my next order. Picking up Panera Bread, 1.6 miles, 2 items for $5.
Daniel?
Too.
Daniel, Mama? Which one? 18? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright guys, so far everything's been ready and waiting for me, so this is fantastic. So I'm only 4 minutes from the drop-off and 1.4 miles, so let's go get it off. Sorry, I forgot to turn on my camera when I dropped it off. She was standing outside and caught me off guard because I had passed her and didn't realize it. So anyway, that's why I forgot to turn it on. But easy drop off, and I'm just waiting for my next order. Alright guys, next order, picking up from McDonald's, going 2.4 miles for $6.50. There are 8 items, but I don't expect this to go up. If it does, it might be 50 cents to $1. Oh, I'm loving these orders being ready when I walk in there. So this customer is only 4 minutes away and a little over a mile, so well, let's go get it off. Well, the potential was there for that to go up, but it did not go up. Ended up with $6.50. So I have my next order. This one has some high miles on it. So I'm picking up from PetSmart, going 13.7 miles for $12, and I am picking up 3 items, so that shouldn't be too bad. And I think I've only shopped one time before this at PetSmart, and I had about 20 items, and it took me forever because I don't have any pets. I know nothing about pet food, pet toys, you know, any of that. So it took me a while to kind of figure it all out. But with it being only 3 items, I'm hoping it doesn't take me very long. And the items I'm picking up are 1 cat litter scoop and then 2 red tennis balls for dogs. So shouldn't be too bad. let's find the cat litter scoop first. Toys. No, I don't think this is cat. Here we go. Alright, I do not see red ones. Alright, so I was only able to find one of the 3 items. The 2 tennis balls were not available. So the weird thing is, like, the customer texted me and said that the app wouldn't allow them to add substitutes, and so, you know, I thought that was kind of strange. But then, and she said just do the best you can. Well, when I marked that the 2 red balls were unavailable, it didn't give me the option to get a substitute for them. So it automatically gave them a refund. So I texted the customer and just let them know what happened, and they didn't respond back. So I'm just on my way now with the one little cat litter scoop. So that's pretty expensive cat litter scoop you got there, customer. It just amazes me the amount of money people spend on Doordash stuff. So, but you know, it gives me a job. I'm not complaining, but it's just kind of funny. So right now I'm 11 minutes from the drop off, and it's about 10 miles. So let's go get this off to the customer. Alright guys, I have my next order. Picking up from McDonald's, going 2.4 miles for $8. There's 5 items. I don't expect there to be a hidden tip on this at all. So it's going a little bit north, which means there's nothing up that direction, so I'll have to come back those miles. So really it's like almost a 5-mile trip for $8. And I'm only a minute away from the restaurant, so let's go grab it. Hello.
Doordash?
Yeah, A34E. Thank you so much. Alright guys, I am 6 minutes away from the drop-off, just a couple miles, so let's go get it off. Alright, so DoorDash does have a peak pay going on right now for $1.50, but there's hardly any orders right now, so it's kind of slow. So there's only another hour left for the $1.50 peak pay, but I'll take whatever they want to give me. Alright, I just accepted my next order, and it is picking up from Panda Express, going 6 miles for $8.50, 1 item. So the problem with this order is it's going 6 miles to the north, which there's nothing up there, so I'm gonna more than likely have to come back at least half, if not all of those miles. So it's not as good as it may seem. Alright guys, so I am 12 minutes away, a little over 5 miles, so let's go get it dropped off. DoorDash just went crazy on me. They gave me an order picking up from Go Chicken Go, going 10.2 miles for $6.75. And you got to remember, there's a $1.50 peak pay going on. So this customer only tipped $2.50 for what, 9 or 10 miles, whatever it ends up being. It's just ridiculous. Alright guys, so the drop-off is 10 minutes away, 8.6 miles. And the reason the time's not very long on it is because it's mostly highway. So time-wise, it's not too bad, but mile-wise, you know, that's almost 17 miles that I'm going round trip to take this customer their food, because this is taking me way out of my zone now. I'm almost out of my zone with where I'm at right now, but this is taking me way out of my zone. So, well, it's taking me 8 miles out of my zone. So let's go get this to the customer. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. There you are.
Thank
You have a
you.
great day. Thanks. Do you see that little blue dot on that map? That's me. I'm really far out of my zone. So I'm heading back, and as soon as I get something, I'll be sure to let you know. Alright, Doordash is back to their shenanigans again. So I have an order picking up from Pega's Family Restaurant going 13.7 miles for $9.25. Just one item. This is probably going to take me at least a half an hour to 40 minutes, somewhere around in there. Taking me way out of my zone. It's actually taking me back up to the area that I just came back from. Alright, so it's going to be 16 minutes up there and then 16 minutes back. So yeah, I was hoping to have gotten a catering order when I got back down here, but doesn't look like it's in the cards today. So let's go get this off. Alright, I got my next order. Doordash is sending me far away again. Picking up at Subway, going 16 miles. I'm already here at the store, so I'm driving 32 miles for 13 bucks. I will be so glad when this is over. Alright guys, got it on board. They had it ready, so I'm 18 minutes away from the drop-off, and it's almost 15 miles to it, so... Alright guys, I got my next order. I'm past my frustration for the moment anyway. I'm picking up from Chick-fil-A, and it's going, and this is exactly what it says, and it's going 721.8 yards total for $4.50. I'll take that over a long distance one any day. So there's 3 items. Of course, there's no chance of a hidden tip, so let's go grab it. Alright guys, I am a minute away, way less than a mile, not very far at all. So let's go get this dropped off. Oh. Hello?
Hi.
Oh, hi. For Joe?
Nope.
Joe A?
Huh?
Joe A? J-O? Oh, it said 8724. I thought.
I know a Joe A. We used to work here, but that was a long, long, long time ago.
Okay, sorry.
You're
Thanks.
good, you're good.
8724. Hi, for Joe A.
Thank you.
So the address says 8724, so whoever ordered that, you might want to make sure you get the right address
Thank
next
you.
time. Thanks. That's all right. Well, that was a fiasco. For as short of a trip as it should have been, it took forever. So I got to where the GPS told me to go, and that was the address that was in the app. So I called, and the gal that answered pretty much didn't know where she was. So I'm like, well, if you don't know where you're at, I don't know where you're at. So then she hands the phone to somebody else. So they weren't that far away, thank goodness. I kept telling them what address I had, and neither one of the ladies I talked to knew like what their address was there. I'm like, don't be ordering food if you don't know what your address is. And the first girl was like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, well, I'm thinking I don't know what to tell you either. You can either figure out where you're at, or I'm gonna keep the food. All right, I do have another order on me. I'm not excited about it, that's for sure. Picking up from Spin Pizza, going 8.4 miles for $6.75. And there's 3 items. I don't think it has a hidden tip. If it does, it's not gonna be much of one. So let's go get this on board. Alright guys, I'm 11 minutes away and 6.6 miles, so let's go get this to the customer. Alright guys, I have my next order already on board. It's picking up from Dos Reales Authentic Mexican Restaurant, going 12.5 miles for $9.50. It's just one item. I don't expect this to have any type of hidden tip on it. So I'm on my way to the drop-off right now. It's going to take about 18 minutes to get there, and it's like 12.3 miles. So I was really close when they sent me the offer, but the restaurant had it ready within a minute after I walked in the door. So let's just go get this off. Alright guys, the drop-off is only 2 minutes away, less than a mile. Let's go get it off. Alright guys, have my next orders. I have a stacked order from 7-Eleven and Buffalo Wild Wings, going 3.6 miles for $6. So, you know, it's not horrible as far as the miles to money ratio. Each one of them's about 3 to 5 minutes away, so let's go grab them.
I'll bring it in, but it might take like 15 minutes.
Alright, I'm gonna go run and pick up another order, and then I'll come back for it. Alright, thanks. Alright, so very interesting. Buffalo Wild Wings did not have the order. And that happened to me last night also. They didn't have my order last night either, and they had to write it down. So she took the order, and she said it would take about 15 minutes. So I'm gonna run and go get the 7-Eleven. I'm only like a couple minutes from the 7-Eleven. They're not very far apart. So let's go get that, and then we'll come back and wait on the BWW. Alright, so I have both of those on board, and it looks like they're going to the same customer, but she put 2 different notes. One was to leave it at the door, and the other one was to hand it to her. So I sent her a text to find out which one she preferred, and she just answered back and said she would meet me at the door. So I would say that's a hand it to me. So I'm only 5 minutes from the drop-off, so let's go get Celeste her food. Alright guys, got my next order picking up from Subway, going 3.5 miles, It's for $6.11. So, you know, I'd say not too shabby, but I've got to come back those 3.5 miles, so I'm really making less than $1 a mile on it. Alright guys, I am 5 minutes away from the drop-off, so this shouldn't take too long. It looks like I'm just supposed to leave it on a table and then text the customer and let them know it's there. So, should be pretty simple. So let's go get her done. Alright guys, my next order is picking up from IHOP, going 7 miles, and the payout on that's $8. Just one item. It's taking me to the Missouri side. So, gonna be a long trip over there and a long trip back, because I doubt I'll get anything while I'm over that direction. So, I'll tell you, I've been out for almost 8 hours, just shy by about, I don't know, 15 minutes or something like that. And so far I've only made $116.61, which is just horrible. I mean, it's just horrible. This week's killing me, guys. That's all I can say. It's just killing me. I'm pretty close to making about half of what I usually make for the week. I mean, I'm already at the top dasher status. I'm just trying to get to 100%. This is rough. This is pretty rough. Yesterday was a pretty good day because I think I ended up with over $200, but I'm not gonna hit that today. There's no way. I mean, I just get crappy orders. That's all there is to it. Either long distance with crappy payout or short distance with crappy payout. So I think I've had maybe one hidden tip today. I'm just frustrated. So, you know, it's hard being out all day long and then still not making what you're used to making, you know. Alright guys, only had about a minute wait in there, so not bad. I'm 14 minutes and 5.1 miles away. I mean, the miles aren't that bad, it's just I have to come back those miles. If I didn't have to come back those miles, it wouldn't be bad. It's, once again, it's like just one of those orders that I would not normally take if I wasn't doing Top Dasher. So I'm just putting tons of miles on my car for little to no money. That's pretty much how I feel. And I'm sure anybody else that does Top Dasher probably feels the same way. I know I'm not alone in this, but man, it sucks. I don't remember it being this bad before. And maybe it was because I was so new, I just didn't know any better. So that's the only thing I can think of, is I just didn't know any better. So let's go get this off and we'll go from there. Alright guys, I already have my next order, picking up from Chick-fil-A, going 3.4 miles. It's kind of taking me back the direction that I want to go. So oh, and it's for $5.75. Just 2 items. Picking up for Matt G. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Alright guys, so I'm about 5 minutes away and a little over 2 miles to get to the customer. So, like I said, it's kind of heading me back the direction I need to go. to get back into my zone, but it's not taking me real far. So I'll still have to drive a little ways to get back in my zone. Alright guys, got my next order. Subway, 2 miles, $3. So at least it's short. I'm about 5 minutes from the restaurant. Let's go get it. Alright guys, got that on board. I had about a 7-minute wait in there, and I'm only 2 minutes away from the drop-off, but it's to a hotel, so it might take me a little longer than normal to drop it off. Alright guys, sorry I wasn't able to get the drop-off on that one. My camera just didn't work once I started heading up to the room, so I just didn't have time to mess with it to get it working. So I'm just waiting on my next order. I have to drive just a little ways, maybe 3 or 4 minutes to get into my zone. I'll let you know as soon as I get something. Alright guys, it didn't take long to get my next order. So I'm picking up a stacked order from Buffalo Wild Wings. It's going 4.5 miles for $12.25. So not a bad order at all. It looks like there could be a potential for a hidden tip in one of them, maybe both. The orders are going to 2 different customers, so there is that possibility there. Alright guys, I had about a 5-minute wait in there, so not too bad. One was ready when I walked in, but I had to wait on the other one. So I'm 9 minutes away from the first drop-off and about 3.3 miles, so let's go get this to the customer. Alright guys, my second drop off is about 3 minutes and 1.2 miles, so let's go get it done. Alright guys, both of those actually had hidden tips on them. The first one ended up being $7.50. Up from $6, and then the other one ended up being $10.25, up from $6.25. So the whole stacked order ended up being like $17.75. I can handle that. That's very decent. Give me a few more of those, Doordash. Alright, Doordash cursed me with another bad order. It's picking up from Mr. Heroes Greek Food and Pastry, going 5.8 miles for $6.50. Taking me to the Missouri side again, so that means I have to come back those same miles. So I'm currently about 2 minutes from the pickup from the restaurant, so let's go get it on board. Alright, while I was in there, DoorDash sent me another order, picking up at Panda Express. It's going an extra 3.1 miles, so it's taking me even more into Missouri, but it's for $6.75. It has 6 items. Alright, so 2 out of the 6 are drinks, so only 4 items. It may just be the $6.50 and the $6.75 total. So let's go get it on board. Yes.
I have your drinks.
Is your lobby open now?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a drink carrier by chance?
There we are.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Is that good?
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Alright guys, I am 13 minutes from the first drop off, and it's about 5 miles. You know, I asked her if her lobby was open, and I don't even remember what she said. Maybe I'll hear it on here later, but the wait in the drive-thru was a little too long for me. Alright, so the next drop-off is only 3 minutes away, 1.3 miles. I don't know why it was telling me 3.1 miles extra when I accepted it. I mean, I'm glad it's not that far. I'm very glad. So let's go get this off. Alright, can you see that little blue dot on the map? That's how far out of my zone I am. So let's head back that way. Neither one of those orders went up, by the way. Alright guys, I am done with Doordash for the day. I've turned on Uber and Grubhub to see if I can just get a few more orders just to make some money. Oh man, that sun's horrible. So just to make some money, I turned those two apps on. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stay out. It's already 6:28. All right, and just some numbers for the day on Doordash. I did $164.36 in 10 hours and 18 minutes. So give or take $16 an hour, which is horrible. I mean, it's just horrible. I did 24 deliveries. So I averaged about $6.85 per delivery. And then as far as my stats, my acceptance rate is now up to 91%, so that's fantastic. And then my completion rate is at 98%, so it went up 1%, which is really good. And then surprisingly, my customer rating went up like a 0.01%. So it went up from 4.97 to 4.98. So those are my numbers for the day. Like I said, I'm gonna try and stay out for a little bit yet this evening to just make a few more bucks, because $164 is not cutting it. That's for sure. I've had too many bad days this week. I thought today would be better because my acceptance rate was higher, but that is not the case. This is rough, guys. Let me tell you, it's rough. I apologize for being so down and so grumpy, but let me tell you, when I cannot reach my daily goals, I get grumpy, that's for sure, and I get down in the dumps. So to have this happen every day of the week, it's been really hard on me. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.